Alright everyone, we're back with another video, and so here we go.
Welcome again to the Inalienable Right, guys. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created with certain inalienable rights, and that they are endowed by
the thing.
The thing. You know what I'm saying. We got one for you now. We got to do this.
So, it's something I just brought up with Elmo. We hadn't discussed yet. He didn't really know anything about it. But there's this thing now called the Trump Accountability Project. So, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez the other day apparently came out and tweeted, "Is anyone archiving these Trump sycophants for when they try to downplay or deny their complicity in the future? I foresee decent probability of many deleted tweets, writings, photos in the future." Being, these people that are supporting Trump, all these people, that they're going to delete all this stuff. And so a former Obama staffer, Michael Simon, responded to her and said, yes, the Trump Accountability Project. And it's actual, site. You can find it. It's out there. And it's set up, supposedly, to list and keep track of every Trump administration staffer, every campaign staffer, every lawyer who represented the Trump team. It includes federal judges appointed by the president.
Wow.
And another lady came out with Jennifer Rubin, who's a blogger and a I think MSNBC or something contributor. And she said, any Republican now promoting rejection of an election or calling to not to follow the will of voters or making allegations of fraud should never serve in office, join a corporate board, find a faculty position, or be accepted into polite society. We have a list.
Can we say fascism is
Fascism?
Here? Fascism is here. And to think of that, and when he said any Republican, she had put any R. I thought the first thing come to mind, any N that voted for Trump or that supported Trump.
Yeah, it's like the new
N-word. The R word
Republican.
is the new N-word. But again, they coming at us like that. Can we say where's the Secret Service or where's this DOJ when these people are making outward threats at everyday, hard-working, God-fearing human beings that love their liberties and their freedoms, that support the GOAT, the greatest of all time president, should be on Mount Rushmore. We already know what it's like to be shadow banned and the likes of social media. We already know these attacks are coming, but to see this on its face, that is most blatant. When Mark brought that to my attention, I'm like, that can't be so, because I view these as threats, and they're gonna possibly get someone harmed, because most of the people they're talking about are big proponents of the Second rights, the Second Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. So, what are you asking for? Don't these people are trying to take our livelihoods away, and our opportunity to prosper and all that. And they say all these things that they say the dictator, so-called orange man bad doing, they are out here in public.
Projection. We commented on that before. This projection. They project all these things onto the other side.
Right.
Everything, all this negativity, all this anger, all this hate, all this division. They stir all this up, and then they claim it's the other side doing it. Mm-hmm. That's going on. That's been going on now since the beginning with Trump. That he's divider in chief. No. That started before he got there. Exactly. We already discussed that, I think, in our last video before last. Obama, when he got in office, and Elmo talked about that, where if I had a son, it looked like Trayvon, and it started with him.
Yeah.
And the media had just they've just built this stuff. But to now come out and say that you're going to have lists of people that that supported the president or worked on his campaign, or and it ain't like this. I mean, this Maxine Waters, the video's out there of Maxine Waters saying, if you see a Trump supporter in a gasoline station, you tell them you don't want them here, and you basically run them off, whatever.
Yeah, get in their face.
Get in their face, yeah. Mm-hmm. And now to say they're going to compile lists. So I guess you go apply for a job, they look down the list. Oh, you're on this list. You supported Trump, so we don't want you here.
I mean, what kind of world they think they're creating?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about division. They're creating Hitler did stuff like that.
Exactly. That's fascism.
Yeah, and J. Edgar Hoover, they said he had a list of his enemies, and he wore a dress, But I digress. But at the same time, I'm just saying, when Mark brought this to my attention, it disturbed me because it's one thing to not have this in print. It's one thing to not be able to go to websites or go to places and find this in bold letters with commas, quotation marks around it, that's showing that these people said it and they meant it and they're here to represent it. Right. And to think, all the foulness and the foul words we as conservatives, me as a black conservative, have to take on a daily basis, that's like water off a duck's back. But to start talking about getting into my livelihood and messing with my prosperities and getting in my pathway, again, that is you're gonna bring harm up on America. You're gonna cause that civil war, like they're trying to light a fire to get that two factions. They can't get us to fight it. They can get us to fuss and everything, but they really literally want to try to get us to tear at each other, and that's one thing that threatening us in that form is just not. It's not kosher. It's not right.
Well, it goes against our rights.
Exactly.
It goes against our
rights.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We have our free speech, just like they do.
Exactly.
We have our right to support who we want to support. And what it reminds me of is, they already have something that they've talked about, and maybe this is where they got the idea. Over there in China, they have that, I forget what it's called, but it's like some kind of social value thing.
Yeah, that's
so
communism.
It's communism. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't toe the party line, they can keep you from being able to buy things. They can keep you you can't leave your apartment. You got to be they can they can control you. Yeah, they can inflict suffering and control you.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of it, but it's something that they've talked about here recently over in China that they started under the communist China to do this. These people, we know that they're just straight up, socialist communists.
Exactly.
This is what they want, and this is exactly what it is. It's that same fascism and authoritarianism that they want to throw out on us, but they're actually doing it. And this is what they want to do, and it's.
And then this Jennifer Rubin comes out, and I seen her on Fox a few times. I seen her and didn't have nothing for it then and don't have nothing for it now. But to actually tell Trump supporters and Trump his own self or any of his administration that they shouldn't be fighting for every legal vote. I mean, just that Hillary's still fighting since 2016.
Yeah.
And they laud her and applaud her. She's a warrior. She should do that. They still ain't got away Al Gore. He should have stayed in there longer. He should have stayed in there and not just conceded like that. Now this man is doing what they've been, again, like Mark said, they project this stuff on us. Yes. And he was saying the Trump Accountability Project. Yes. So I thought about that acronym, TAP, TAP. You come over here, you're gonna get tapped. Don't leave us alone. I know the media and big tech has 100 ways from Sunday to get at us. I get that. Yeah. And but at the same time, who does that? Put this in bold letters like that. When he showed me that, it just got away with me because
Yeah.
I thought that was something you'd see in a communist country or some foreign country that still ran by dictators.
Because what's next? They gonna put scarlet. We're gonna have to wear a scarlet letter.
That's
We're gonna have to wear a Star of David. But type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you go, you can see you're a Trump supporter. Oh, we don't want to do business with you. You get out of here.
Yeah. Get the mark of Cain on us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're murderers and everything. And it's just simply because we freedom loving people. What's wrong with loving freedom? That's something for the ages there. What's wrong with loving your freedoms and your liberty and having someone promote them?
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. So these people now, they're saying anybody that want to recount or anybody, they need to shut it down so they can go on and start staffing the administration with the AOCs and the Rubens and all that, and they can have their social events in the White House with their press parties and just think that America is just a big entertainment mecca when we have a country to save, as Larry Elder would say.
Right. Yep.
And so again, when Mark pointed that out to me, it's something to talk about. I appreciate you.
Yeah, because that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like doxing people and all this kind of
Exactly.
stuff. Because I'm assuming, you have that list. You can go in there and find whoever, search somebody's name. Oh, your name's on this list.
It's
How far do you think people want to take that? Oh, you can't have a job. You can't have a bank account. You can't have this because your name's on this list. I mean, that's straight up Hitlerism.
Exactly.
We don't want you here, so we're going to do this, and you can't stay here. You got to move over here, and next thing you know, we're on trains going somewhere.
Oh yeah, remember that book, The Big Lie?
Yeah, The Big Lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do this? What Elmo's talking about is I showed him a book that I had. I actually read it to my children. It was called "How Do You Kill 11 Million People?" And the answer is you lie to them. And it was all about the big lies that Hitler told, so that he could get the Jews to believe that he was helping them and he was protecting them and he was gonna they had to move into these camps to get away so that the Russians wouldn't come in and all this garbage. But it was all these lies that they just kept telling, they kept feeding, and you see it going on right here today.
Marching right off to the gas tank.
Just feeding these lies. And the media the same thing. Oh, there's no fraud. There's no, Trump's a liar. There's no fraud out there. There's nothing to see. Wait a minute. We can see it. We know it's there. And this is the same kind of stupidity. They want to feed these lies, and wow, it's just crazy.
Exactly, and they feeding us this stuff right in our face, though.
Yes.
I mean, to see what I read today, and to see that, and to see it boldly proclaimed, it's like someone from Secret Service or DOJ, somebody should tell these people to tone it down, tone down the rhetoric, because they're trying to rise us up in a frenzy. In other words, they're trying to pour salt in what they could perceive as a wound.
Right.
But and they thinking this will push us over the top. But there ain't nobody mad but them and the devil. We're disappointed in seeing the amount of corruption that we have to endure just to pertain to keep our liberties and our freedoms. Right. But they weren't fighting for it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But to sit here, like you said, doxing us and making it impossible for us and to rise up the social ladder so they can get all the choice jobs and the choice seats. Like the Pharisees did in the synagogue, and they want all the best of everything and thinking that we ain't gonna fight for them type of liberties. Well, this is why we are the inalienable right guys. We put a premium on that. We say this every time, every chance we get, and it's not about division. It's not about we don't get on live air and start threatening people. I'm saying what we read today, I perceived it as a threat.
Right. Right.
The woman,
And
she put the R there. She might well put the black N there.
Whatever.
You know, whatever she want to put in there, place in there, she'll call them Republicans.
Anything that you
deplorable,
want, anything that you want to put in that box should not be there.
Exactly.
I don't care what it is.
Joe called us chumps, deplorable.
Yeah.
You know, these are the adjectives that I believe they believe this stuff. Yeah. They have to, because this is not America. This is not unifying. I'm listening to this man, Mark, and he's coming out talking about, you know, some of what Obama said some years back. It's not a blue or red America. It's just one America, and all that kind of old talk. But yet you're dividing at the same time. You know, you're throwing rocks, but you're hiding your hands.
Right.
Now that's the kind of game they play.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. There's no unity there. That's a threat.
Not that kind of rhetoric.
No.
Not that kind of talk and blatant, outright. If you see them, what they call it, the Trump Accountability Project.
Yeah.
Take down all the information of what you gonna? That's with 70 million people. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And it's growing.
Yeah.
Like we talked about in the last video.
Yeah.
He laid a foundation.
Yeah. That's gonna be a heck of a list.
Yeah.
They want to compile that list. It's gonna be a heck of a list. But no, that kind of stuff, they need to squash that.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, because they're gonna need a whole lot of enforcers. You know, when they are thinking about a man coming out talking about making mask a national mandate, but then they, at the same breath, they want to defund the police. Yeah. So who's going to enforce it?
Yeah.
The rules. Who's going to take care of all this big government that they promote?
Right.
You know.
I don't know. It's craziness.
That's it. Rugged individualism is what built this country.
Yep.
Heart and soul, and it's the freedoms and liberty. And so when they tear down things, which they're attempting to do, I've noticed this about the left. They don't have many skills of building nothing. No. They inherit prosperity and then go through it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly it. That's an interesting dichotomy. Is we're the builders and they're the destroyers.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
That's what it seemed like to me too.
We want to unite the country and everybody continue to do well, and they want to crash it all down.
Yeah.
And the only ones going to do well are the elitists at the top.
Exactly.
You know. It's crazy. All right. Well, we thought we'd bring that up because that was something I just happened to see, and Elmo hadn't heard about it yet, so we figured we'd talk about it, and that's something to be looking out for. There's going to be, I'm sure, there's going to be a lot of craziness like that, and we need to be aware of it. So
exactly.
Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a good one.